I am going to do my best to show you how to do that safely today. Is this the video where I finally cut myself? What's up everyone, welcome to the Speedcube.co.nz YouTube channel, the YouTube. My name is Mike and today we are going to take a look at the MGC Square-1 from YJ. This is available right now at Speedcube.co.nz. They are $32 and the link is in the description. We're continuing with our new format of these unboxing and review videos today, getting feedback on board from the Supreme team to give you some real pro points of view on the puzzle. Especially important today because I don't know how to solve a square one. Honestly, I don't want to know how to solve a square one. I don't have time for that. It's too hard and life is hard enough. So today I'm going to be joined by Tim, Adrien and Elyas, our square one legends. They're going to do some solves for us and also give us a short review each on what they think of the cube. And so how it's going to work is I'll do an unboxing. I'll also show you how to switch out the black parts on the cube because we all know it looks cooler with black parts. And then we'll have a look at Tim, Adrien and Elyas's solves and hear their thoughts. So if you find the video interesting, if you want to see more content from the channel, please hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any of our future videos. Alright, that is more than enough waffle. Let's get into this puzzle, shall we? Okay then, here we go. The Square-1 from MGC. It's here. It's YJ's first MGC line puzzle that isn't an N by N, which is kind of cool. There's lots of speculation about what their next side event puzzle might be. I'm probably, based on absolutely nothing at all, I reckon Scube. I reckon there's room in the mid-range Scube game for an MGC. So let's boop it out the box and take a look at what we've got here. All right, well, it looks like an MGC. It looks like a Scube. Let's see what kind of guff we got. Ooh, that's a very exciting sounding guff box. And that's because there are treats inside, everyone. Yeah, look at these treats. What have we got? Pamphlet, I don't care how to solve a square one, but what we have in here are a screwdriver, obviously. We always get that with YJ. So we've got the parts to replace our yellow side, or if you're extra stylish and you want your cube to have its own theme song, you can create a black and yellow sided cube. Now, these parts are already notorious for being difficult to take out and replace. So I am going to do my best to show you how to do that safely today. But let's put them aside for just now and have a look at this thing. Oh, wow, the weight of that. All right, let's get some vitals on it, shall we? So what we're looking at here, people, is a height of 56.1, we'll call that 56 high, 54 across this way. I always wondered whether they were taller, so there you go, proof. 56 mil high and 54 mil across. How about that? So it's not a cubic puzzle. How about that? All right, let's whack it on the scales, and it is weighing in at 60.87 grams. The weight of this is quite cool. We can feel the magnets in the top layer, quite pronounced already without any break-in. Something I've noticed with the store is the more puzzles break in, the more apparent their magnets become. I hadn't noticed that as much as I do now in the store. Yeah, those have got some strength to them. Look at that. There's some real strength to those magnets in the centers as well there. Very, very cool. Okay, well, I'm not going to give you a solve just now because that's impossible. I don't know how. The Supreme team are going to take over on that later on. We have got some corner cutting. Whether or not that's noticeable and makes a change to the solving, I don't really know. But what we are going to look at right now is how to switch these pieces out for the other color ones. Now, I would suggest, just looking at this thing, I would suggest you're probably going to want a knife because getting a nail into these is going to be pretty difficult. So generally, the black pieces are switched out for the yellow side. So I think that's what we're going to attempt today, even though it would be cool to do it the other way around. So, oh, this is cool. All right, there's a little slot here for you to get your nail in and to get these what are the center caps on the square one. There are some indentations for your fingernails, so you can get those out relatively easy. And you can see the size of those magnets in there. Gosh dang. So this only goes back on one way, so that's pretty easy. You can take the blue side off as well, which will reveal. What? Okay, so there we go. The blue side is where you're going to find your tensioning screw there. If you want to take the whole deal apart. That's where you're going to be able to do it. But let's just take a look. Yellow side, there are no obvious points where I can get these parts out. And a fingernail is not going to cut it, I don't think, everyone. So I'm going to get in there with a blade. Very, very carefully. Ask an adult to help you with this if you're young or an idiot. Oh, is this the video where I finally cut myself? Wait a minute. It's taken off. Okay. I kind of wanted the whole shebang to come with it. That's very interesting. So you got to be real careful. These teeth are super, super fragile, super thin. I tell you what, you would not want to do this too often, I don't think. Look how cool. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but look how cool it is down there in those centerpieces. That's just a very cool bit of design. It looks like it never ends. Right. Whoa. Yeah, everything has to come off, it looks like. And I'm liking this move of getting underneath this part here. You see that? This part here with the knife seems to be the go. Just very carefully get a blade in there. Get in there, and then, yeah. All right, so this is not impossible, but it's not easy. And yeah, everything, here's the trick, everyone. You're not going to take this piece off by itself. Impossible. Get off of there. Right, I'm not changing this one back. I'm just going to have to sell this one as a black and white one, I reckon. So we're getting there, everyone. We haven't broken any pieces so far. Elias. That was a very foolish thing to say on record, wasn't it? I haven't broken any pieces yet. Come on now. Oh no. Ping. There we go. Okay, we now have a naked yellow side on our square one. That is super fiddly. Super fiddly. And I do not recommend that you do this particularly often if it can be avoided. How much does it weigh now that I've taken all those pieces off? Wow, I've taken a whole 2.5 grams of pieces off of this thing. Gosh dang. Right, let's put the black pieces on and make it look sick. So just guide them on carefully. Find their place. Find their place before you go forcing anything in, and they should go in actually quite easy. I tell you what, this bit's a lot easier than getting the yellows off. Oh, this bit's really satisfying actually. I heard a rumor that actually switching to the black pieces it makes you so cool that you average at least 20% faster in your averages of 5 than you would without them, based purely on looking like a boss. Now look how pro I look now. I can't even solve this thing, but I'm just like ta, 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 ta. You know I mean business when I turn out with a black and white one. So let's summarize. Don't do that more than once. I think if you're going to switch it, you don't want to be doing that again. Do it very, very carefully. Use a blade. Be careful with the blade. Yeah, and that's pretty much all I can tell you about this thing. Let's cross now to our rippers and see what they have to say about the MGC Square-1.
Before I got the MGC Square-1, I used the Yushin Little Magic. It was difficult to turn and really locky, so I was really excited to get the MGC. When I received it, I was happy to discover that there were replaceable black caps and quickly replaced the white pieces for them, though the caps were very hard to remove. At first, the turning was very slow, but then I put in some lubrical speedy and it became much faster and much more usable. The MGC has excellent corner cutting, especially compared to the Little Magic I was using before. I undoubtedly switched to maining it and dropped my average by about 1.5 seconds after a bit of getting used to it. One problem that I have with it though is that it sometimes locks up and I have to pull the pieces back into place. Overall, I love this cube and would recommend it to everyone.
Okay, so here's a quick rundown. The MGC is okay, but I still largely prefer the Volt V2. Anyways, here's a more detailed view of the MGC. Immediately upon unboxing it, I noticed a difference in the material. The plastic on the MGC is like this frosted matte finish, not like the glossy finish on the Volt. This was actually a huge deal for me personally, because it just slips a lot, and I can't control it really well. Onto the turning. To simply put it, it's crazy fast, nearing uncontrollable sometimes. I slowed it down a bit with some weight 5 and compound X, but it's just still way too fast for my liking. Finally, the tensions are a bit whack. I played around with it a lot, but it's still not as stable as the Volt. When it's too loose, the pieces catch and pop and it's just not a fun experience. A side note, changing the caps is a pain. Firstly, removing the center caps is nearly impossible, and I nearly broke my nails by doing this, because they have like this diagonal rail design, and there's this hand placement thing that you can use to pry from both sides, so you don't actually know which side's correct. And changing from yellow to black caps was ridiculous. Unless you disassemble the cube, you just really can't get it off. And the caps are attached with these pins that break really easily. I broke 2 of mine just from putting the caps on and taking them off, which is definitely not a good design. So overall, I don't particularly like the MGC, but if you're coming from a Usual Magic, then it's a huge upgrade. I'm still gonna play around with the MGC a bit, get the tensions right and stuff, and if I get it good, then I'll probably make it my backup main. Other than that, I still recommend the Volt V2.
Thank you so much to Mike for sending me this cube. In my opinion, it's the best square one on the market. Out of the box, this cube is very smooth. I say this because I used to main a Volt V2 which was very bumpy, but that made the cube super nice. As soon as I unboxed this cube, I went immediately to switching the yellow caps to black caps. But I kind of found it as a struggle because some of the pieces came broken. I set this cube up with Mystic, Weight 5, or Traxxas 50k. This gives the cube a very nice, smooth, but yet fast feeling. But I have one slight problem with this cube, which is me sometimes losing my grip, or popping the cube, or locking up. One of those things really affects my times, which I kinda hate. The plastic on this cube is a frosted matte finish, which I don't really hate, and doesn't really affect my solving. This is a huge step up from the Volt V2 and the Usual Magic, so I really recommend this cube to everyone. And remember to buy it from Speedcube.co.nz. Overall, this cube is my new main, and it's the best square one on the market.
Alright, so there you have it, everyone. That is the MGC Square-1. Hold on a minute there, cheery old Mike from the past. Wait, because this isn't the simplest review video I don't think we've ever done or ever will do. So when I ask the Supreme team to review cubes in the videos like this, I haven't asked them to say anything. I want to be clear about that, because that would be gross and creepy and weird. They're all their own thoughts and everything like that. So it's interesting this time, the difference of opinion in the reviews of the MGC Square-1. Adrien was quite a big fan. Tim doesn't sound like was a big fan at all. He was a bit sick and extra cranky when he did the review. I don't know if that had an effect. And then Elyas had some issues with it, but was into it. Adrien said it was too slow, so he had to speed it up. Tim said it was too fast, so he had to slow it down. Elyas, I can't remember what Elyas said, but he put a lot of 50 in it, I know that. And from the wider community, it sounds as though, just in a very basic sense, that there was so much hype when the prototypes of this cube came out. And that hype is a little bit less now that the actual production cube has come out. So I wonder if something's changed between prototype. Again, I can't solve Square-1. I don't know this, but I just wanted to jump in and say, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? That everyone had very different, quite polar opinions about this. I guess one thing we can tell is that given the different speeds, maybe the consistency is not that good, and you should be expecting to have to set this cube up a bit to get it to rip. I don't know. Anyway, these are the results we've ended up with. Let's cross back over to cheery old Mike in the past and see if he's going to finish up this video for us. It's available right now at speedcube.co.nz. The link is in the description. The price is $32. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe so you can catch all of our future videos. And until then, happy solving, everyone.